Hello everyone, Zanurify here and welcome back to Garry's Mod. Now, I haven't made a video on this in a very long time because I've had a lot of problems with my sound card, which I don't have anymore because I just took it out. And today I'm going to be looking at the Stargate mod pack, a very large mod pack with loads of weird and wonderful things from the Stargate TV series. If you haven't watched Stargate, then most of this probably won't mean anything to you, but it is cool nonetheless. So I'm just going to bring my bird around here and I'll add it on that strip over there. Well, it's not really a strip, it's kind of just a road. There we go. Okay. And I'm dead. Okay, so the Stargate mod is designed to run in conjunction with a special Stargate server made by the same people. However, you can use it in your own game as well. So it has its own tab up here, and you've got Mr. Vice's ships, Stargate's rings, weapons, Mr. Weapons, da 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 da. And you do have to install this manually. Well, I think you can install a few of the things through the workshop, but you do have to kind of do some stuff with folders because it is quite complicated, this mod. But it's got a lot of things in the pack, and I'll just show you a few things because there's a lot. So you've got kind of gimmicky things that are kind of just for show. So if you've watched Atlantis, you've got kind of the holographic thing, which is quite cool. You've got things like the stone tablet, which if you remember in the series allows you to swap consciousness to someone else, and this works if you're on multiplayer, so you can switch like bodies. You've got all kind of thing, and this mod uses wire. So you have a console like this from Destiny, you can actually hook it up to a wire system and actually have all the buttons do things, which is really cool. You've got it takes everything from all three Star Trek series, so SG-1, Atlantis, and Universe. You've got all kinds of cool things. So you've got like Atlantis transporters, and if I put one like over here, I've got to remember how to use these. 2, 1. Oh yeah, it did work. So yeah, I'm over here now. And there's other kind of ways you can teleport, like the Asgard teleporter and all sorts. RS computers, all the good stuff. You can even have little keynotes if you've watched Universe. If I remember how to, there we go. You can fly around. See, I'm just Deathstroke here. Whee. And you can use this little device like they do in the program to also do stuff with Stargates. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, which is ships. Now the ships aren't brilliantly well done in this, but it's just cool to have them. So you've got things like the puddle jumper, and this may look weird, but if you haven't seen Stargate then it will, but anyone who's seen Stargate knows that this is actually what they look like. So they've got the cloak like in the program, and you can activate that when you're flying as well. And of course you've got the door, you've got the back bit, but these don't fly in first person, they only fly in third. There we go. You can open the drive pods like that, and they all make the same noises as they do in the programs as well. So yeah, I just fired some drones. Oh, I got out of it in midair, but you get the idea. So, as well as that, you've kind of got F302s, and it's worth mentioning in the kind of settings options, there's tons of different tools and settings that you can like play around with. Like, you can change the settings for all of the ships as well. So if you don't like the controls, you could do that. And I'm sure anyone who's watched Stargate really wants me to click this button here, and I will. So there we go, we got a Daedalus here. However, much like the others, it flies in third person. You can't walk around in it or anything. But still, pretty cool. But this has a lot more complicated controls. As you could see when I was in it just then, I pressed E, I don't know why I pressed E. But it's got, you can do a lot of different things with this because it's got kind of guns dotted around it. If I get back in it. So you've got like hull integrity, all that kind of things. And you know, they do kind of tilt a bit when you turn as well, which is nice. But yeah, pretty damn cool. Okay, so I think I'll leave the Stargates till last because they're the best thing. So we'll move on to the weapons. These are kind of weapons platforms, and if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't completely mastered how to use these. It does kind of show you and everything, and I'm probably just being an idiot. And I've used them in the past. I don't know how I did it, but you've got all of these different guns and everything, so you could build your own little ships if you wanted to. The only one I know for a fact works is the mini drone launcher. So it just fires little drones like that. And obviously this is from that episode of Stargate Atlantis. So we've got mystical weapons here as well, and these are kind of ones that aren't really weapons but more just kind of things that you can use. So we've got an adrenaline shot, which will basically heal you up to full and kind of give you a little boost to your speed and everything. And if you have too many of these, then your vision goes a bit blurry, but you move a bit faster. This thing I haven't found a use for. I'm sure it has a use. Things with a lot of these things are meant to be used on the server, so the server would have things that explain it. But yeah, you got the armband from the episode of SG1 that makes you like. Well, you can see in the bottom right it says melee mode. You're stronger and faster. I'm not sure how you switch modes, but yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think by stronger it must mean, does it affect my melee? Like, no, I don't know. I don't know what it means. Maybe it makes your bullets do more damage or something. Okay, so now we've got the Atlantis medical kit. So this is only really something you would use if you're on a multiplayer server, but you can basically open it up and basically throw out one of those adrenaline shots if you right click with it. Like that, so you can play it as like a little medic guy. Mobile DHD, this is kind of self-explanatory if you know what the series is. If you don't know what the series is, it allows you to dial Stargates along with this. And this mod pack does support the uses of irises and, you know, sending codes like they do in Stargate if you're playing on a multiplayer server, so that's really, really, really cool. You've got the Sodan cloaking device. Makes you invisible, although it does start to hurt you after a while. I'm glad it doesn't do what it did in the series and make interdimensional giant insects attack you. But yeah, you got life signs detector from Stargate Atlantis. So if I chuck down some NPCs over there and whip this out, and it works in proximity. So as I get close to these guys, they pop up. You can see on there. Which is quite a useful piece of, you know, it's quite useful if you're doing your own little self-made missions or whatever. You've got the personal shield and all the rest of it. And obviously you've got the MALP, which I may as well just show off. So you've got the MALP there, and the MALP remote. And you basically left click, and you'll stay stationary and be able to control it. If you right click, it will take you out of that. And there is actually a way to go into its view. If I go into this MALP settings, view from camera 1, there we go. So we got your own little input here, and this actually works. Like if you send it through a Stargate, it will say, if you have the environments mod installed, which I don't, on the right it will say different things depending on what planet you're on, because you know you can get maps that have multiple planets. So that's really cool, and obviously when the gate shuts down you'll lose signal to it. And you can move the camera up, down, left and right like they do in the series. But yeah, damn cool. Okay, so now we've got the weapons. Now I think they've picked the coolest one. So you've got these Urine guns, so the replicators, and the sounds aren't the greatest, but I think it's because they've taken it directly from the TV show. So yeah, he's dead. Got the hand device, so it's on push mode at the moment, and if you right click you can cook their brain like that. You got the Jafar dagger. It's just a knife. The Ori staff weapon. Ronan's gun, of course, the best weapon in Stargate. That's just a P90. You've got the Jafar staff weapon, which is overpowered as hell. Hello? Okay. You got Wraith Blaster from Atlantis. Wraith Hands, which allow you to feed, I think, if I try it out. I think that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know. I've never used it yet. And there's a Nicotel. Everyone loves us at Nicotel. So one shot will lock them in place. 2 shots will stun them or turn them into a giant werewolf. Stop doing that. But it doesn't matter what they are. 3 shots would always kill them. Well, 2 shots will kill them. 3 shots will disintegrate them. They've kind of used the rules from the TV show, but kind of adapted them for this game. Okay, so I'll quickly gloss over the NPCs, because they're not great. I mean... Oh. Okay, so what happened with these NPCs, they look fine, they use their weapons, they run around, they have proper AI. The problem is that when they die, they do this. So if I shoot him... Oh no, he didn't that time. See, he's done it, and he's done it. They just kind of... I don't even know what you would call this. So I think we should just remove this. Okay. So now, Stargates. Right, so the Stargates in this work exactly the same as they do in the program, and there's rings as well. I'll show off the rings first. So if I, you know, get an ancient rings platform here and spawn another one, I don't know, over there. No, I need to get closer. Over there, or somewhere flatter. There we go. And you basically go up to them and press E on them, set them a number. And there are other ways to do this. You could hook them up to computers and all sorts using wire. I'm doing it the manual way here. So this is one, and get a dialer. These are designed to be on walls, so they kind of float. If I select 2, works exactly as it does in the program. Okay, so in this pack you have every single DHD and Stargate and ring system for that matter that exists in Stargate. So you have everything from the one from Infinity, which I think was the original thing. So it's kind of looks a bit weird. You got the SG-1 Stargate, Talon 1, the Stargate Universe Stargate, and you even got the Supergate. Okay, so I can just set up a simple gate system here. So I think I'll use the Atlantis Stargates purely because they die all quicker. My game seems to be lagging as soon as I put that down. It never usually does that, but then you just stick a DHD anywhere near it. There we go. And then if I fly, I don't know. They don't have to be upright either. They can be floating or upside down or whatever. And once they're open, you can move them around. That's the one thing that isn't the same as in the Stargate series, because in the Stargate series, once they're open, you can't move them because it changes all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so if we go here, and I think that is actually a cool thing that we can use if we go in here. Where is it? Ring ramps. Oh no, not ring ramps. Is that it? Not that one. There we go. And then if we stick the SG-1 gate, look, it's in its little mount like in the TV series. And you can have a dialing computer, or you can just use a hand. I think I'm actually going to use the Atlantis gate. and then you can just stick a DHD next to it like that. And you can dial these manually, because basically the one I created over there has an address, and so does this one. See, if I hover over it on the left there, it says the address, the group I've set it, and the actual name of the gate. And you can dial it because it comes up with the actual kind of, you know, numerical and alphabetical equivalent on here. You can dial it manually, or you can simply go up to the gate, press E on it. You can see the other gate and click on it. And then we watch it be awesome. And there we go. We now have a wormhole to the other gate, which is across the map. So if I go ahead and just... everything goes through, even bullets. And if I walk through, and I'm on the other side, and there's our barrel. And of course, because there's nothing keeping it open, it shuts. Just like in the program. It works like a dream. Okay, so I've been Zenurify. I hope you enjoyed this, you know, kind of brief glossing overview of the Stargate mod pack for Garry's mod. I highly recommend it. It can be a bit difficult to install, but you know, it's really cool. If you're a big fan of the Stargate series and Garry's mod, I highly recommend you get it because you can have a lot of fun with the gates. If you're a fan of making your own little missions and stuff, then, you know, using the Stargates can be, you know, a lot of fun, and the ring platforms and ships and all that kind of cool stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, a like or subscribe would be much appreciated. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to comment and send me a message through YouTube or Twitter. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.